Just like regular clamshells are a great exercise for our external hip rotation, reverse clamshells are a nice strengthener for our internal hip rotation. For our reverse clamshells, we're going to start lying down on our side with our knees bent, heels scooted a little bit in towards our butt, not all the way touching, a little bit farther away, knees in front of our hips. And I'm going to start with my top knee in the air, both of my hip bones pointing forwards. I'm not going to lift that knee so much that my hips start to rotate towards the ceiling. We want to keep our hips pointing towards the front. Now our challenge is keeping our knee in the same spot here as we lift our toes up, rotating our thigh towards the floor. So that's our internal hip rotation. As we drop our foot, our thigh rotates back towards the ceiling. That's a little bit of external hip rotation. So lifting the foot against gravity, internal hip rotation, dropping the foot, external hip rotation. Aim for 8 to 12 reps on each leg. And things I want you to look out for that sometimes we can do to cheat this exercise. Number one, like I said, hips might roll back. Don't let that happen. Keep those hips pointing forwards nice and stacked. That might mean holding on to that top hip to make sure it's not wiggling around or doing something funky. Thing number two, we want to keep that knee lifted. This one gets a little bit easier if we drop the knee as we lift the foot. So your challenge for the strengthening perspective is to keep that knee up. Sometimes it can be helpful just to have your hand on that knee for guidance, so it's got something to reach into in space, so it knows not to drop down to the floor. If you'd like to make this a little bit more challenging, and you've got a little mini resistance band, we can loop that band over our thighs, right underneath our knees, and do our reverse clamshells with that top leg pushing into the band for resistance the whole time. You'll feel a little bit more of a squeeze in the outer hips.
If you want to learn more stretches like this, you should totally check out the Flexopedia on my website. It's a free online library of stretches with detailed how-tos for both passive stretches and active stretches organized by muscle group. You can access the Flexopedia by going to dannywinksflexibility.com/Flexopedia or simply click the link in this video description.